Okay, so I'm going to show you guys how to control the Place2D texture nodes, these nodes here. And this ought to be enough for you to try to arrange this. This ought to be enough for you to be able to implement whatever it is you need to do regarding these nodes. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this here and I'm going to assign it to the color, even though I don't really need that. But that way we can see our color, hopefully. My render is not showing it for some reason though. I was hoping that would be a good scenario. Okay, so let's do this instead. I'm going to assign a new material to this object for now. Let's pick another blend. And just so we can learn how to control these and you can see I just want you to be able to see what's happening. So we're going to stick it on the color channel. I'm going to pick the mouth. There it goes. Makes me wonder if the other thing would work. So let's try this. Oh, never mind. It would have worked. So let me undo what I did real quick. Okay, so there it is with my transparency. And we want to connect this up. So I'm going to create a control, and this should be the same control that you're using for just about everything on the pumpkin. I can't imagine needing too many different controls for this project. Okay, so I'm going to create another NURBS circle, scale it up, call this control. If I can spell or type, and delete history, freeze of transformations. Okay, now I need to add some attributes to this. I need that open. I don't need that open. Okay. Don't need that anymore either. Okay, so now I need to be able to control these. So I got my controller, and I'm going to create some new attributes, which you guys know how to do already. So I'll just make a couple of them. And we'll call this mouth position. Actually, order sometimes matters, so I'm going to add in the face rotation first. Okay, and it's going to be a minimum. Actually, I'm not going to do minimum maximum, but I will do default to 0. And we'll click OK. And I'm going to go ahead and connect this one up before I start doing the other stuff. Okay, so I need to select all of my Place2D texture nodes. And then I'm going to, and this is my displacement part of the shader network on the bottom, and this is my transparency and specularity part up here. So I'm going to go to animate, set driven key, set, and there's all my different Place2D texture nodes. I have not renamed these yet, so I should do that. So let me pause the recording and do that real quick so we can be clear. Okay, so I just renamed the appropriate nodes. And therefore I need to reload my set-driven key editor. So I'm going to select the nodes again, click load driven. Now their appropriate names are in there. Okay. Now I need to select my control, which is going to drive them, and click load driver. My face rotation attribute is there. Because I used camel case, it actually looks nice. And then I have the rotate UV attribute. So I'm going to select all of these, grab my face rotation, my rotate UV, and because I haven't rotated it yet, I'm going to change it. So I'm going to grab all of these. I'm going to go to the rotate UV, middle mouse click, and I want it to be default right here. So now I'll select my face rotation and my UV rotate UV attributes and click key, and that's going to be my 0. Okay, now I'm going to
Quick question.
yes.
If our face is rotating around the center of your face,
Yeah, so you'll have to do a little experimentation to make this work on your own pumpkin. But this is just an how-to in general. Okay. So now I want it to rotate either direction. So with my face rotate attribute, right now it's not going to. So I'm going to increase this by 10. And then I'm going to go to all of my eye displacements. And then my rotate UV, I'm going to say, type in plus equals 10. That's going to add 10 to the attribute that was already there. And then hit key. Then I'm going to do the same thing for on the negative side. Plus equals and minus 10. Key. And now I can rotate my face a little bit. But I want to be able to do it more than that. So I can select all these Place2D texture nodes. I'm going to go to Window, Animation Editors, Graph Editor. I need to edit them. So I'm going to press F. I'm going to select all these keys. I'm going to straighten them out. Then I'm going to go to Curves, Pre-Infinity, Cycle with Offset, Curves, Post-Infinity, Cycle with Offset. And I need to view infinity just so you can see what's happening. Now it's creating an animation curve that exists for infinity in front and behind my keyed animation. So I don't have to set keys for infinity. It's just doing it for me. Now, when I select my controller and rotate the face, I can go far beyond what my initial keys, which were a positive, a negative, 10, and 0. So I can rotate it in any direction. Now we can continue to add in keys, set-driven keys, and controller other attributes. Let's look and see what might be handy. So if I press Control A with one of my Place2D texture nodes, I can adjust these attributes. In fact, maybe it's better to do all of them at the same time like I've been doing, just to see what happens. So